Well, boys, welcome to Tommy Talks episode 2. Firstly, big shout out to Benny Graham last week. An incredible story, and thanks for your time, mate. It was a good episode to kick off Tommy Talks. But today I got the gurus, the doggies and D's boys in Maisie, Dunks and Crozier. Boys, how are we?
Good, mate. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to Matt Tavernar's apartment. He doesn't actually know I'm doing this.
Doesn't know where he is.
I said I got a studio hotel booked, and I thought I was doing here. I'll start with you. Where the D's boys staying, and how you enjoying WA?
Yeah, we're in Joondalup Resort. It's pretty nice up there. Didn't realise how far away it was from everything, but we got the beach and the golf course there, and the staff at the resort have been taking good care of us. So yeah, it's a nice little home base.
How long have you boys been there for now?
Jeez, I reckon shortly after we played Brisbane, so about 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
And we came here for a week or 10 days before we played West Coast just before the end of the season. So
yeah,
pretty familiar with the resort.
And how long have you boys been out of quarantine? I think this is a little advantage, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. We've been out on Saturday after the prelim, so the day after.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's that? Near 2 weeks now.
Yeah, epic.
Yeah, it feels a bit weird, to be honest.
Yeah.
Going out to cafes and stuff. I feel like you're breaking the law, but
yeah, I went for a run. I think it was the other day when you boys got out Sunday. So where are you boys staying? In Fremantle.
We're just up the road at the Trade Winds, yeah. So it's a nice little place. It's actually probably an upgrade for us, mate. We've been all over the shop, so
yeah,
it's nice to get some good food and nice little bed and good rooms and stuff, which is good.
Trade Winds is a cracking spot. Big HE would have been looking at the old apartment we used to live in.
Mate, first night we were there, he was telling us all about it.
Go Pell Street, mate. Plenty of good memories to there.
Yeah, me and Crozier used to live together just in North Freo there. Nah, that's good. What was the first thing you did getting out of quarantine?
Caught up with you, mate.
Oh,
just down at the Orange Box, Leighton Beach, just around the corner.
The lady,
Tabs is local.
The lady today, I just got lunch today, and she's like, "Do you ever eat at home?" I was like, "No, this is the best." Oh, that's good. What's it been like compared to, I guess, last year, but also just the vibe, and again, no home fans for anyone. What's it been like inside the four walls?
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year we got used to it a little bit, but we still had crowds up in Queensland, whereas we played you boys in probably the biggest game of the year. It was like round 11 or something, that was the first week with no crowds. So it was a bit of a build-up and it felt like it was kind of like an intra-club game, but we've been in pretty harsh lockdown conditions in Melbourne, so when we got a chance to leave and go and play in front of some people was a bit of an advantage. Everyone loves playing in front of a crowd, whether it's home or away. We played West Coast, they had probably like 40,000 all against us, and it still was better than playing in front of no one.
The crowd's been. I went and watched you boys play Geelong. Crowd was epic.
Yeah.
WA's getting right behind it, so it's good. We'll talk about the AFL Granny last, I reckon. We're going to start with the Aus-American Aces. It's been a great group. For anyone out there that doesn't understand what it is, it's a sports club. We've got some just blokes that love NFL to start off. We've got a fantasy league. That's we've all got a sizable amount of buy-in, which is financial and time and effort. So that's what kind of brings together the boys, so we can see who's serious. And we've got a mix of rugby boys and AFL boys, and then Regan Bayless, the jockey, who's just great value, who has actually beaten you this week, mate. Talk us through what's going on.
You put the moz on me first up, telling everyone that I was going to get the job done, but shocking outing from my boys. I've actually got probably one of the better teams on paper, and they were just no good.
Yeah, I've done the old, I better give the boys a bit as the commish. I'll do a weekly preview, and I've just ragged Regan, and I've just mozzed you.
And he got you back too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Nice little reply on the WhatsApp.
Yeah, he did. It's brought out the best, but the best thing about, I think, this whole group is obviously all the boys getting together. The States, we've all been to the States. It's probably been the hottest topic for this chat today. We could probably sit here for a while. I'll start with you two. Antonio Brown, 2 years ago?
Yeah, 19, I think it was, 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
So anyone that doesn't know, the boys had the privilege of training with Antonio Brown, who's pretty much the greatest wide receiver of all time. He had a few off-field dramas, and then Tom Brady's done a mountain of work with him, and he'll have a big year this year. But talk us through how that even happened.
Yeah, Dunks can probably start because he organised it.
Yeah, so an old mate, well, not old mate, but still mates, Jamie Hepner, who was our GPS guy at Vic Country, like back in under 16 days, just randomly saw on Instagram that we're in the States and messaged me saying, "Are you heading to Miami?" That was his first question, and I was like, "Yeah, we actually are in a few days. He's like, oh, do you want to train with AB? And I was trying to think like AB, like Andy Barnett was our weights coach at the time. I was like, nah, surely not. And then I was talking to Crozier and our mate Cam Marshall, and it was worked out to be AB. So we teed up to meet him down at this oval in Fort Lauderdale. Do you know where that is?
Nah, where's that?
It's like north of Miami.
40 minutes north of Miami.
Oh, yeah.
So
and it was just at this like police ground where a lot of the time, like you look him up and you'll see he trains there all the time.
Yeah.
So he's like 10:30, we'll meet you there. No worries, we're there at 10:30, no show, like nothing. Just sitting in the car. We get the right joint.
Probably not the safest joint either, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were just doing laps because we were like, oh, I wonder if this is a few ovals around, going through a couple of back streets, and probably weren't getting the most welcoming looks ever. So
it was pretty crazy.
Was there like,
in the drop top Beamer as well.
Had a good car. Had a good car for the day.
yeah, you're only rolling in
Mate,
Toyota Camry.
it's Miami, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Doing the goods. So rocked up, no show, and then get a call like an hour later. Oh, do you want to go to his house? Like he's had to sleep in. So he got his address, drove straight to his house, private estate. Get to the gate, and you got to get let in by like the dude. And he rang him. He's like, "Oh, I've got these boys from Australia here. Yep, no worries, let him in." Drove straight at the front of his house, opened the door.
What's going through your head? Just as you're approaching the door, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I reckon it was more like when we were actually at the ground and the call came through, we were probably expecting he's not going to show up today, so you guys train, do whatever. And then when they said, yeah, do you want to go to his house? And he pretty much just said, do you want to go to his house, hang out with him for a bit, have lunch with him, then we'll go train and go back to his after. So we're like, may as well do it. Got to the gate and we're like, this could be the bit where we can't get let in. But literally said, yeah, they've got these two Aussie guys at the gate. He's like, yeah, mate, let them through. So we're coming through. We actually didn't realise, we're trying to figure out which house was his, and it was actually the whole thing was just one house.
Monster?
Looked like it was about 12 bedrooms.
How far from the Oval? Like 5 minutes away? Or?
No, it was probably 20 minutes.
20 minutes
in back towards the heart of Miami?
Yeah. So big estate and everything, and we were trying to figure out which one was his house, and there was, houses on both sides are all the same size, so it wasn't like there was one that was as big as the other ones, but a couple of Lambo SUVs out the front and and some kids' toys and stuff hanging out everywhere, so we thought that, this might be it, and just rocked up. We actually rang the doorbell and no one answered first, and then I had to do it again, and then his trainer answered and said, yeah, come through, and
come in, boys.
Strolled in, and he was in the kitchen, he's just straight over, bang, and just like, how's this?
Set up, mate.
That's ridiculous.
So you're in the house, what was he like? Obviously, you said he's a really nice guy. What was he doing?
Yeah.
It's pretty weird for two blokes just to rock up. Not weird. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
But for him, what was he really welcoming? Did he say, come in?
Yeah, we probably weren't expecting anything. Like, just the way that he was to us was really good. Just like a normal human being, mate. And
which they are, yeah.
For everything that he was going through at the time, like, incredible the way that he approached it all.
Yeah.
Especially with us, like, being from the other side of the world.
Yeah.
It was us two and our mate Cam, so... 3 guys rolling into your house and not knowing what's going to happen. So, straight away he asked us to cook breakfast for him, didn't he?
I reckon the only reason why he got us over because his chef was cruel.
Yeah. I hope Cross wasn't cooking, mate.
No, mate.
Mate, we had the bison going and everything.
Because I remember Cross just sending me like a WhatsApp. He's just cooking breakfast for AB. And I'm going, what the fuck is going on here, mate? Like,
so the first thing, he posted a story of us and like tagged us in it. And then, because it was like 9:30 a.m. Aussie time, I reckon, at that time or something. Yeah. So everyone woke up to us getting cooking breakfast for him. And it was like, we were just getting messages, like we hadn't posted anything. Like
my WhatsApp, I remember my Freo NFL fantasy WhatsApp was like, have a go at Cross and the boys. Like, what's getting a run here?
Every club was doing that, I reckon.
Yeah, because I'm in this massive WhatsApp group with my brother and all his mates. A lot of those boys are massive NFL fans, and I mentioned to my brother the night before, I said, I think we're going to be training with AB. I didn't mention about going to his house. But then I put it in the group, I'm like, boys, we're at AB's house, and they're like, fuck off, mate, there's no chance. And then I took this like little sneaky one, just fucking bang, when he's walking out with his bags ready to go. And they couldn't believe it. Took a couple in his Lambo when we were sitting in there as well. But
that's great. So,
nice.
Well, while we're on it, because I just want to keep diving into it. So you've cooked him, what'd you cook him for breakfast or whatever?
It was literally like scrambled eggs, bison, and then a couple of greens and stuff. So it was more of a brunch meal, mate.
Yeah. And then
he was loving it.
You ate together.
Yep.
What were you talking about?
Well, we literally talked about his situation for a bit. Like, he would just sit there and... He had a camera guy following him, like, because he was doing a doco series as well.
Yeah.
So we were just sitting on this, like, 30-person dining table in his dining room. And, the guy was filming us. He was just talking about his situation. His manager called him. Like, we were listening to the conversation with his manager.
So at the time, because people might not know, he's just been cut by Steelers.
New England.
No, yeah, it was
New England.
So
New England just gave him an opportunity,
Yeah.
and Bill Belichick said, "See you later."
Yeah.
Tom Brady loved him, so
Yeah.
he's now on the streets essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he had that Vegas stint as well. Well, the Oakland stint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
For a
And
little
his
bit.
feet, like, his feet, how they like.
Because he was the main man in Hard Knocks,
Yeah.
and then he burned his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys got him off the back of that.
Yeah, so
So
like
heaps
before
going
training
on.
and stuff, he would like do stuff to his feet, put gel and all that on there, and
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
How did he burn his feet again?
He was in a cryo chamber. And
That's right. And did
didn't
too
waste-
much time in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Something
right. Because
like
everyone was so excited for Hard Knocks,
Yeah.
and he was the main man. Then he's
Just
just
wouldn't
not
train.
training because he's kept stuffing up. But yeah, righto. Well, then after that, because I was seeing footage of Crozier defending him, you just went and trained together.
Yeah, so it was sort of an interesting training session because he was pretty keen to find out what we did
Yeah.
for training and versus what he did, and we
He
sort
would
of
have
said,
hated that, wouldn't he?
yeah, but we sort of said like, I mean, we're not going to be doing 400s, let's be honest. So I said, mate, we'll just do whatever you're doing. He was pretty keen to get his sort of sprint work done early, and then a bit of his route running, and that was sort of it. And Dunks and I, when AB was going off to get a drink or whatever, and we were sort of going out and kicking the footies. But it's actually quite interesting how they train, because obviously they're so explosive, but they blow up pretty quick as well. So for pretty much the main part of the training, it was like 4 sets of 10, like full intensity, like 60-metre sprints. Mate, my hammies were hanging on for dear life.
So just flat out like sprint work.
Yeah, flat out sprint work,
How
pretty much
long
the
did you
whole
get off
time. And
between?
like 20 minutes off. Not 20 minutes.
Oh really? Just like as hard as you
mate,
can
and
go.
he's sitting down like he's knackered, like after these sprints, and then he's just
You would
has
have
like 5,
you would
10
have loved this. So we've done like the first set of 10 or whatever, and like going pretty hard, not that much break between. End of the set, so he's rolled over, get his drink, he's cooked. Dunks and I grabbed the footy, we're out there starting running around kicking. Camera crew's going up to AB, he's sitting there, he's like, nothing but hard work, dedication, this is how you do it. They've got cameras in the face. Me and Duck's like, come on, mate, like, you want to come out and kick the footy or what? You started a set of 10, brother, come on.
Anyone keep up with him? Did anyone keep up with him in the sprints?
Nah, no way.
Lightning.
It's just things that you'd never see before, like warm-ups and that we were doing was just crazy. The next day we woke up, mate.
Couldn't walk.
Nah,
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good as well. He had another mate with him. I can't remember his name, but he was actually a Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
He was a cornerback. I think he won it when he was at Denver.
Okay.
But he played a couple of years and got cut. And I think he was sort of trying to get back. So
What
But he
he
was
just-
hating like he just didn't want to train, and
That-
AB was trying to help him get better.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he's like, come on, man, let's get going. Trying to get picked up again, maybe.
And he was like, nah, I don't want to do it. And he's like, come on, man, like, let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
But it was sort of working technique work and stuff with us, because it was like you guys do a run through, and then he was sort of like teaching us on the spot about getting heels up and stuff like that. So it was actually good fun.
Did you pull that before you pulled the NFL footy out? Did you pull the AFL footy out and say have a kick, or
We did that last.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you did the NFL first.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's when you both defended him.
Yep.
yeah,
And who was throwing it?
He had
yeah. So
QB.
his trainer, who was apparently an old college quarterback. I don't know what school, but yeah, he was amazing. He was throwing rockets in as well. Even when AB was just calling down, he was just pegging at us. We just like, I was like, no drops, like we were alright, but it was just like,
Did the gloves?
Nah, no gloves.
Oh.
We just had the no gloves set
Did
up.
he have
but-
gloves? He would have gloves.
No, I don't reckon he did.
Nah, he didn't. But
He was come off finger surgery too, so I was like running around with like a
Oh,
little.
mate.
yeah, that's another thing about the footage. I'm sending him to the safety. Dunks is the safety. I'm like, come on, mate, shut up the corner, and he's letting him just straight out the back. No Buddha Baker just coming through. Bang.
How many routes did you just run?
Oh, he did a lot.
He did sets like 3, well maybe 5 sets of 5 or something.
Something
Where
like
he'd like do 5 in a row, so it was like an actual.
And you both defended at the
Stroke,
same
yeah.
time?
Yeah. So we just took
Yeah.
in turns. Each time we just swap.
Yeah,
epic.
mind you though, like the guy who was actually up defending was trying to defend him when we were like playing safety. We were just like,
Yeah, watching. We were just watching the ball come.
I mean, can you imagine if he throws a deep ball and Dunks comes off and just cleans him up?
Smashes him.
Yeah. Front page of the news.
Yeah,
out
because
there.
the first few routes we were just like, we didn't really want to be like physical with him, obviously, because like obviously what you see in the media, like a little bit sort of unpredictable. You don't really know.
Short fuse.
Yeah, short fuse. So we was just sort of shadowing a bit, and then he's like, "Oh, if you want to be physical, like be physical. That's what they do to me all the time." So I was like, "Right, I'm going to get within 1 meter and try it." And literally, I was like, "I want to fend him off that hard." And I go as soon as I go, he's already fucking next to me. So I'm just fucking there. You go.
He had these bells in his shoes, so you just heard the bells in the back of your head, like just getting further and further
Yeah,
away.
it was like some Christmas edition boots. It was ding, 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 ding. You can hear it on the video of that one that I sent to
Did
you.
you swat that?
Nah,
Oh, so he's caught that over the back.
Nah.
Yeah.
I reckon we got one.
nah.
There was a couple that he dropped, like because the throw wasn't that great. But
Did he give any feedback to the thrower?
No.
Nah, he was literally walking over to him and like whispering like plays.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Dunks, I'm like, fuck,
Nah,
we got no idea what they're talking about anyway. Just fucking run it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
he obviously didn't want to get any interceptions shown.
Oh, that's epic. And then do you touch base still every now and then?
Messaged him a couple of times because got his number and like got him on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. I think he unfollowed both of us on Instagram actually.
Yeah. But that's all right. We had a stint for like 8 months.
Yeah,
so
you take that.
But here and there, like messaged him last year for the Super Bowl last season. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's pretty good.
It's
He just sends like bless and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
Little one word answers and
it's funny because like when I had big shout out to Cap Z for anyone out there that's looking for some the best hats in the business. Use the code ACES at checkout for 25% off, but 20% off. But I remember him asking, I go, oh mate, I was trying to give you all hats, and did I get you a Bears hat?
No, you got me Titans.
Yeah, I didn't have Bears on me. I forgot to request it, so
sold out, bro.
Yeah, sold out, mate. Fields is they're sold out. And
for Dalton.
I didn't have 2 Bucks hats because Boydo wanted one, so I just thought I'd send you the Steelers one because I could have sent you the other one as well with the Patriots when he was there. But I remember you going, mate, anything AB's got.
Anything AB, mate, that's me.
Oh, that's great. Oh, it's an epic story. And then after that, anything? Was that it? Like you guys?
No, we went back to his joint and started cooking again. We had dinner.
So he's got the boys on the tools.
mate, full on the tools, like out the backyard, like running around with his kids and stuff. And it was actually pretty funny though. When we got back from the training session, he was upstairs doing like some, I don't know if he was doing like music producing or something. He was like up there by himself,
editing all his YouTube stuff.
Oh, so he edits it.
Yeah. He was like he had it all set up in his office and stuff upstairs.
Yeah, so we were just strolling around the house doing whatever and out the backyard with his kids for a bit. And we're out the front just throwing the ball around and their neighbours. So it was like their neighbours would have had they had some gathering. There would have been 40 kids there. So we've all rocked back up to his house, got out of the car. They've all come running over. They're like, oh, like you must be teammates, everything like that. And Cam, our mate, he's just a good rover boy. He was just like, I'm his quarterback, all this kind of stuff. So we're out there throwing the ball with these kids around, and
that's epic.
it was good fun though. Really.
But he had all like his touchdown balls as well from every touchdown that he gets. If you're watching, you'll notice like he takes every ball, every touchdown ball that he gets.
I'll look for that now.
Yeah, like the other day I was watching and he did it. Like took it to the.
He'd have a heap of balls.
Yeah, so in his house he had like 80 or 90 balls. I would have thought.
There's one thing I regret. When we were leaving, Dunks goes, "Oh, any chance like any balls floating around?" Yeah, just grab whatever. And he grabbed one. I didn't take any, but he grabbed one that has like the date, the quarter, and versus Kansas City. So like we searched it on YouTube and it has his touchdown and he scores.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so one of his balls.
Yeah, that's epic.
Got him one of those, glass boxes at home.
Yeah, that's Crosby. You just got to take that opportunity.
I know, man. That's all right. Next year. Oh, another thing, he wanted us to come out in his yacht with him.
Yeah, actually.
But like we were going to New York, so we couldn't do it anyway. But I was like, that could end anyway.
It's a different lifestyle, isn't it? Like, as AFL, ex-AFL player, a bit of spud, but playing, even the media and the way they even shoot their own videos. I think AFL should be doing it. Even Hard Knocks. I've been saying this for ages. They should be doing Hard Knocks versions at every club. It was good to see Amazon last year, but they're following like one player. They should be following, I think, the club. They get some epic content and see like what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But cheers for sharing that. That's an epic story.
So sick.
Have you? I was speaking to Dion and a few boys. You've travelled a fair bit around America, haven't you? Seen
Nothing like that. Not running routes with AB or anything. But Dion, myself, and Alex Sexton, Daniel Gorings, like we all have a team, so we'd plan our sort of end of season trip around a college game on a Saturday and then NFL game Sunday, and then try and get the Monday night footy in. So they were very. They were tough trips, like backing up Saturday, Sunday, then flying out on the Monday.
I've got a funny story, mate. Tell us about the Detroit airport.
Pittsburgh airport.
Pittsburgh, actually. To Detroit?
To Chicago for Monday night footy.
Sorry, to Chicago.
So Sexton, he's a mad AB fan, actually. When you guys were putting that up, he was like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Loves AB. Mad Steelers. And so we'd just been in Atlanta and went to the Kanye concert and then flew to Pittsburgh they were playing the Bengals in division rivalry game, which was awesome. And then we finished that game and it was Pittsburgh, very underrated, unbelievable nightlife. After the game, we went out, had a massive night. Dion didn't come, actually.
What's he doing?
He was tired or something. He went home early, I mean, he was a sensible one on the trip, got us to all the flights and that, so very thankful for that. But the next night we had a Monday night football, Bears and Eagles in Chicago, and this is the only thing I wanted to do on the whole trip. Like, that's all I put in there. Like, I didn't care what else we do. Ended up having a massive night, rolling straight through to the airport. I still got my AB jersey on and a glove. Still got I've still got an NFL glove on, and I'm running routes in the car park like that. Anyways, we go through the airport and I go to walk through the scanner, and they're like, "Can you take your glove off?" And I was like, "No, I can't. I've got a broken hand." So they let me come through with my NFL glove on, and it was a tough sort of 48 hours. Yeah. Get to the hotel in Chicago, check out. We go to get in an Uber to the game, Soldier Field, and I don't know how the Uber driver got mixed up with White Sox stadium. So we went all the way to so we were a little bit late. We ended up getting there, and I was just sore, like tired. The Monday night fireworks are going on, the Jets are flying over, and I'm just like sitting in the stands, like just with my jersey on, just like hating life. And like I was hating myself because like that was the one thing I wanted to do.
Not fresh,
yeah. And we were all pretty like shells of ourselves after. Saturday we're into Alabama. We went in Tuscaloosa, so we watched Bama play. Massive night. Sunday, so then we went to Atlanta, saw the Kanye concert, and then we went to the Bengals game, and then the Monday night it was a
That's
huge,
a massive stint. Yeah. We did a similar thing. We went from Austin to Monday Night Footy in Tennessee, and one of the boys.
We were there as well.
You was there,
yeah. And geez, that was the worst fight I've ever been on in my life.
We did I think it was like a 6 a.m. We would have went to bed at 3 or 4 off the back of ACL concert. And then we're going to the airport, and then the worst part was one of the boys didn't... Matty Tavernar's organised the Airbnb. He's done the right thing, but he's told us check-in's at 10. It was 3:30 or something, like 4 o'clock. And so we're sitting in a lobby, I think there was 3 or 4 of us just sitting in the lobby, just trying to sleep on this. There was one couch, and then obviously them boys are like 6'8". They're probably the same size as you. And then everyone's walking in and out. Like you can imagine a lift, and we're just sitting down there waiting 5.5 hours just to get into our room. And the game started at like 6. So by the time we all had an hour's sleep, I set like 10 alarms just so we could get up. But yeah, the Monday night footy, if you do travel, you've always had a big one on the Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, yep. That's a big regret.
Epic. What do you think of Alabama?
Alabama was good. So the year before we did LSU.
Yeah.
And went to Baton Rouge, which is epic little town. Like I think there's 30,000 people there.
Yeah.
And it holds 106,000. That's sold out every second week. Yeah. So it's amazing. We went into Houston, drove up to Baton Rouge, and then to New Orleans for the Saints game. So that was another trip we did. Saturday LSU, huge like college parties afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, it's epic. And then Sunday driving to New Orleans for the Sunday Saints and might have been Falcons, I think. So that was another 2 big days. But like. You plan your trip around the games, and then you just have a lot of fun with it.
It's hard because the games are Sunday, and you're going out Friday night, and then Saturday college, and Saturday night anywhere is the best night. And then it's the tailgate. I couldn't believe the tailgate. I think it was 10 a.m. I reckon I was blind by like 12 because I was still blind the night before. I was like literally go to bed, wake up, straight in the piss. And then you're all of a sudden you're heading into the game. You can't. Well, we snuck some alcohol in like a bottle. But you can't drink in there. So everyone just gets wasted before heading in. And I've never seen anything like it. The college atmosphere.
Yeah, the college and like you meet some guys and you give them like $20 and they just give you free alcohol and food. Like they're just happy to have you there.
Yeah.
And you, like you said, you get pissed pretty quickly. And then because it's so hot in like Louisiana and like in Alabama, it's so hot, man.
South.
It's about like 36 degrees. And they got full pads on, like, I don't know how they're doing it. We've just got, like, really, like, airy shirts on. Yeah. And we are sweating bullets. At Alabama, it holds, like, 110,000. In Tuscaloosa, another little town, that's, like, 40,000 people. And, the Roll Tide, like, it's all, when you're going down to the ground, it has the Walk of Champions or something like that. And it's just all these big frat houses.
Yeah.
And they're just partying hard. And then, like, there's about 20,000 people form this, like, big, sort of, guard of honour, and they all get off the bus to walk in the ground. And this is like 3 hours before the game. So people run up there for that, and then they go back to their house parties. Yeah. And then you roll into the game, and like you said, you can't drink. So you're sitting there like in the hot sun after being drinking for a few hours, and you're like, oh.
That's why
you kind of want to leave and like go and watch it on TV.
Yeah. So that's why we snuck vodka in like a Mount Franklin, and then we're just getting they have the big Sprites or whatever, just because you can't drink in there.
Yeah.
It's we didn't know did you know what to do before the game? We were just hanging out in the front lawn of all these parties, but we had no idea.
Well,
you would have done a few as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I've done a couple at USC, and it's the same sort of thing. There's just one big strip, and it's just all frat houses either side. And we'd met a girl from USC in Melbourne actually, and this was going on. Well, this would have been like maybe 2014 or something. So when we went over there, she was like, "Yeah, I'll try to get you into some places," and pretty much every frat house is just like got the big boys out the front. They reckon they run
girls only.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the big boys out the front reckon they run it. I'm like, champ, you're on like $5 an hour doing this, wrapping up. Just like all they're doing, like just barring all the blokes. Like all the blokes is any girl from anywhere. They don't even have to be from USC. Can just come straight through. As soon as the bloke tries to come through, they're just like, nah.
Yeah, I don't.
So you sort of just hang around the front and see if you can sort of not sneak your way in, but see if you can get in with people. But you talk about the college atmosphere. Like they get 100,000 a game, but then there's bloody 200,000 outside of the stadium, all rolling around blind.
Yeah, it's
so.
epic.
It was good. It's funny you say that because like on the Friday night we were in LSU, it was our first college, and we didn't know what to do, and we met this guy. Like it was a little bit of a flog, but like he's like, "Oh, you guys from Australia and all this stuff," and he's like, "Come and drink with us tomorrow," and I was like, "Oh, all right." Like I don't really want to, but sure, man, get your number. Yeah. Message us like, "Come down." Blah blah blah. So I told Dion and that they weren't too keen, but like we better go see him. At least they know what to do. His name was Tanner, like full American name and everything. And get down there. He's like a frat boss, right? Mate. So we get down there. He's got this full setup at LSU, like these big tents. All these guys are pledges. They're wearing suits, and it's like I said, it's like nearly 40 degrees. They have to wear suits. They're sweating bullets. Brings them in over. So see these like 3 boys. You got to do whatever they say. Like treat them like they're part of this and. We're like, oh shit, like this guy's like actually a big deal. So we tailgated with him all day. They weren't going to the game, so they stayed there and drink and play drinking games and watch the game on the big screen outside. Whereas we were like bought tickets, so we want to go in. Yeah. And then afterwards, he had like back to their big white house with like the flag, American flag at the front and the LSU flag. Big college party back there. Beers are like $1. Like you said, you can't get in, but that Tanner guy was like, yeah, these guys can come in, like they're our guests and that sort of thing. So if we hadn't went out that Friday night just for a little look, we wouldn't have met Tanner, and then we wouldn't have got into the bloody college parties, and then so it's just big flow-on effect.
You got to I remember Tuscaloosa Friday night was a cracker, and then Saturday night we had a mare because I felt like we didn't know where to go afterwards, and we were wearing we bought all these Alabama like full kits, so we were like rolling around like the locals. And after the game, I'm pretty sure everyone goes home and get changed, and we didn't get changed. We're like, and then we went to these pubs, we're like, fucking hell, we look like absolute nerds, mate. And no one would like really get around us. Like, look at these squeezes.
That little Irish pub, eh?
There was heaps, man. Yeah, we were walking up and down, and we just mad. I think we got to the best place at like 12:30, and the line was huge. And it's actually funny. We jumped the fence, and I think it was Big Moose got caught, and then like got belt, like get out of here. And then all of a sudden, we've all got to leave, and we just missed the prime time, and it was just filthy with ourselves on the Saturday.
Funny story about Dion actually. In Alabama, we went. So the game finishes at like 4 or something, and then people are pretty cooked by then from drinking at like 9.
Oh, early.
So he's like, "Let's go back and have a little sleep." And I was like, "Oh, no. I was like, don't know if that's a good idea because like people then go out like 6 or 7 or 8." Yeah. So we went back and had a little nap, and then we set our alarms to get up to go to this like pub, and the big fella wasn't having it.
The big ball was asleep.
Yeah, he was done.
That's the worst thing you can do, have a nap, I reckon. That just when you get up, you just rattled for about a couple of hours.
Theory sounds good, but
nah, yeah. Well, where
Jado.
When do you where else did you just go when you're in the States?
We sort of go around a fair bit. Like we obviously start in LA pretty much every time, similar to what you guys would do.
LA's that's my
favourite. You're joining
going all day about that joint. But
mate, anywhere.
LA's always good. It's been handy over the years being able to get a lot of good connections to the nightlife industry. So nightlife hosts, obviously us having Adrian the first year, but
big shout out to Panda.
Yeah, big shout out to Panda and big shout out to Troy Gordon, King of New York, he's done real well because he's managed to set us up with Waleed, who's in Boston. So he's given us a couple of really good nights. He owns a couple of nightclubs.
They all know
Boston,
each other.
So,
that's what I realised.
It's like a circle, mate.
When we first went to LA, like. Adrian was amazing, and
the Monday night.
Yeah, we went out Monday night. I reckon, mate, we went out. Like I reckon we've all got our kit. Like we've all got a budget for the month. I reckon we almost blew the budget in a week. We went like 2 nights in a row in LA getting the booths, and then the worst part was Vegas. Like I couldn't believe the prices for Vegas.
Vegas is crazy.
And I'll never forget, man. We had 10 blokes. The booth was $6K US, which was stretching blokes because everyone had been out pretty much, I don't know, majority of the nights. And it's a Saturday night. What's the main nightclub where the thing spirals off the roof?
It was Omnia, wasn't it? Was it Omnia?
In Vegas.
Oh, it's not light, is it?
I think it's Omnia, yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, is that in Caesar's Palace?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. And I'm the one that's organised everything, and I've had to like round the cash up, right? And I was like 10 blokes, and I knew 7 really well. 3 were like just mates of mates. And I've told him it's like, we've got the best seat in the house. So we walk in, and the promoter goes, mate, you wouldn't believe it. I'm like, oh, what? And he's like, oh, we've got your booth up the top there, like this muck spot. I've already paid him. He's like, mate, there's actually one downstairs. Someone pulled out. It's another like 1.6, and I'm like, oh mate. And I look at the boys, and I'm like, because they're gonna be filthy when I tell them. I'm like, my boys, one of our mates wasn't having it. I'm like, there's actually a spare booth down here, boys. It's just another like $2,000, and I'm like, what do you think? And like 9 blokes like looking at me like not giving me anything. I'm like, mate, we'll take it. So I'm like taking the hit, and then I remember like that night, I think we finished up at like 5 a.m. and I lost everyone. And I went to the Caesars because we're in Caesars. I'm like, I've got to go to the tables. I've taken $50 and I'll just go to this random. I'm like, mate, what's your favourite number? Because I obviously rocked 11. I used to 11 and 29 at the Cass, and he's like, oh mate, 11 in some it was like a German accent. I couldn't understand him. I'm like, that is my favourite number. So I whacked 50 on 11 and it's hit, and mate, we were like, mate, we were erupted. So I pretty much like paid that, got all that.
Wow.
Left. All the boys like, where are you? I'm sending photos of this like German dude. I'm like, this is my best mate.
That's epic.
Oh, so yeah, that was good. It worked out well, but Vegas and LA is, it's quite an expensive trip, I reckon.
I think the more years we've done it though, the cheaper it gets.
Yeah,
like, I always say this to all the boys, like once you start meeting people, and that was the reason why I kept going back, was first year that we went, that we were just talking about then, that was probably my most expensive trip. Well, I'm pretty much sure that it was.
Yeah,
that was my most expensive. And then it just gets cheaper and cheaper. And through the guys I mentioned before, like Troy Gordon's been massive for us, not only in New York, but being able to get connections. Boston, even when we were in Scottsdale, had a guy that he hooked us up with there. Obviously LA, pretty much everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And we've just managed to go out, get boosts, and not pay a cent. It's been unreal.
You go from, because you know the guys. Like, it's Troy Gordon, the great man. Though when you rock up, it's like every AFL plays there.
Oh,
like,
no.
G'day boys, how are we? Who's drinking? Like there's like one bottle of vodka, and then there's the tequila, and the tequila's like that full.
Everyone's drinking the Don Julio.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, we'll turn to we've got some funny questions that people from the public have asked, which we love. We love getting around everyone. Once again, how are the caps going, boys? Capz.com.au. You've been rocking the Steelers one.
Mate, I've been rocking this nearly every day up here.
Yeah, that's
Perth.
good.
It's the weather's good, so
yeah,
it's nice. Bevo's a Steelers fan as well, mate.
Is he?
Some browning points, yeah.
Oh, look at that. We'll make sure we sort the big fella out. I need to get you a Bears one.
Yeah, a bit fun about that, to be
When
honest.
do Titans play Bears?
I don't know if we play them this year.
Yeah, right. I was wearing the
AFC.
Chiefs. I was wearing the Chiefs top all week. I'm a Ravens man, but I was filthy with the Ravens last week. I was rocking the Chiefs, and they've knocked them off. So I'll have to get me. I'm going to buy one. I actually left all my stuff in Melbourne. Righto.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. This one is her. All right, this is for all of you. It's from Kalen Post, big postman. We love Posty. How do you boys think you're going to handle any late NFL inactives on Mad Monday?
Oh, good question. Probably. I don't even reckon I'll probably care.
Yeah, look, if we...
It is 1 a.m. start in Perth, so it's not... I mean, you'll be... Yeah, it's a 1 a.m. start. So.
Probably
We're going to be watching. We're going to
should be able to handle it pretty well.
We're going to be watching it, so might be a few waiver wire pickups, I reckon. See how we go.
I might be sending a few weird trades to take advantage of you boys. That's good. Jude Ryan, 12. Are you boys pumped for the granny?
It's fair to say, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's an easy one.
Yes, Jude.
Did Maisie smile when Dalton went down for the Bears?
I never wish anyone to go down with injury, but we need to move him on pretty quick.
You're pretty excited with Fields?
Fields, yeah. We need to develop him, throw him in the deep end, let him learn. But I don't mind them not throwing Fields out against the Rams in week 1. That could have been a baptism of fire, but
yeah.
I'm looking forward to Fields. I think Dalton's got a role to play, but he's just boring compared to...
Yeah, Fields is... I mean, I love Lamar. Like, when they can run and throw it, it's exciting. Another one from Dill Buckley. Big That little rat. I love getting him back. He always pots me when I got nowhere to talk. You little squeezer deal. Dylan Buckley has asked Stephen if he likes veggie stew. Veggie stew.
Oh, yeah. He posted that. Do you remember when he posted that series of posts about his making that
cooking?
stew? I was like, what is this?
I thought it was Frankie's
I was like,
shit.
not your best. Yeah. No, it was a terrible... He's usually not bad on socials, Dill. But yeah. I don't know. He must have been going through
This
something.
is great because he rips me for when I cooked this salmon one day, and me and Toby lived together, and I cooked salmon, and I put a photo on Insta, and I fucked the photo. It was unreal. I haven't nailed the photo, but it tasted delicious. And he's just grabbed it, right? And he's just made memes for the next 3 years. So, Dill, get your veggie stew back on Instagram, mate. We all can't wait to see it. That's great. Will D'Amico, the great man. Big shout out to the Collegians boys. Maisie, this one's for you again. How's the hammy holding up?
Oh, yeah, it's going well. Obviously a bit of a scare in the preliminary final, and luckily we've had the week off, but I'm tracking really well.
Yeah.
Feeling good. I was pretty flat about the bye, and then all of a sudden I was the only one that was stoked about it.
Yeah.
Nah, all going well.
Nah, that's great. This is a brilliant one. Big shout out to Mickey Barlow, 2.0. He's been hacked by some bloke overseas. I don't follow him, I don't think, because I'm too scared it's going to
he's based in Turkey at the moment.
This Turkish bloke posted selfies on his Insta. That's right. Look how Mick sorted out.
It's the best he's ever looked, I reckon.
From Mickey Barlow, the great man, did H ever wash that dish behind Maney's TV?
If we keep bringing up this story,
I'm going to give the background of this.
Oh, this is the biggest bullshit story. Don't listen, mate. He talks mad at the best of times.
So see how we got a PlayStation, right? That television would be down. Chris Main, the great man, we used to live with him. Changed a lot, mind you. Anyway, FIFA tourneys at theirs. They had a cinema room, and Maney used to ride these boys. I wasn't actually living with them. It was when you lived with Lockie Neal and Croz, and he used to ride them about and doing the dishes and all that. So Croz is playing PlayStation, and he's got like a tuna and rice, right, like a snack in the arvo, and he's like, "You better fucking clean that dish if I come down there," because it was there like the night before. So Croz has quickly jumped up and chucked it behind the tally, and he's like, "Mate, I've already done it." And he's like, "Oh," and Maney's searching the room. He's like, "You fucking better have." And then I've come around a month later, and the dish's not still there.
No, it's not.
It was still there. And Croz goes, "Oh fuck, I forgot about that." True or false?
Oh, a bit of truth to it.
Oh, it's a cracker. And I'm still dirty. When we used to live together, I had a date come over one night, and I was cooking salmon and salad or something and I couldn't find the salad bowl.
That's what I thought you were talking about. That story is true. This is bullshit.
This
is bullshit.
We had a dish. We had one big bowl for the salads, and we never really had leftovers because no one would I don't really do leftovers, and it'd go off. You never know how long it's been in there for. So I'm searching far and wide, and we've lost the salad bowl. And I reckon
he reckons I've thrown it. You know how hard it is.
He didn't want to do the dishes, mate. 100%.
If he thought I wouldn't want to do the dishes, I would have had to go down 5 levels and throw it out. Because if I put it in the bag in the thing, you would have seen it anyway. So unless I just threw it off the balcony. Into the river. I didn't.
That one. I think we just lost that one. Or someone stole it on us. Geez, you're hot, Maisie. Does Maisie like the nickname Frothies from Harley?
From Harley Bennell.
Is that? I don't know. No, it's not Benny. It's Harley 1092.
Well, Billy Brownless gave me that nickname when I got done drinking. And then he's just run with it. And
what were you doing? You're just having a beer at College Lawn, weren't you?
No, at Harlow.
Right.
On a Sunday Arvo. I was in rehab. I was injured at the time, but I was about 6 or 8 weeks away from returning.
Long-term injury, you can have a beer, can't you?
Oh, well, yeah. It wasn't a great look. We were going shootouts at the time, so I think we finished 17th that year. So
Yeah.
But yeah, now he calls me Frothies every time I'm on.
Yeah.
So
perception's reality.
Thanks, Billy.
Thanks, Ross.
Yeah. Don't rock up late to your first 3 meetings, mate. Everyone thinks you've just got no punctuality whatsoever. This one's for both of you, I guess. What's the celebration or commiseration plans for the day after, lads? There is. I know where you're both going, and this is fucking gold. So where are the Dogs boys setting up after the game?
Yeah, somewhere in Cottesloe would be nice.
Where are you boys setting up?
The Cot, I think.
Yeah, so you're both going to be. I think one's at the OBH and one's at the Cot Hotel. So that's
apparently it's one of the best days of your life.
Yeah, OBH is pumping on a Sunday arvo, and
I don't know where we are.
And the Cot does as well.
They both pump anywhere around.
They both do. I haven't
Sunday.
been here for a while, but
everyone in Perth's been telling me that they've had like the wettest winter on record or something. So everyone's been pretty flat about it. So once the sun comes out, everyone's out and about. So
No,
should
that's
be good.
I'll accidentally.
Where will you
there.
be?
Wow. Whoever wins.
He'll be there getting photos.
He'll be like an Alabama. He'll come straight from the game in the full kit.
Yeah. Little pop-up Sunday shop out the front of the car. You boys need to look after your eyes. Oh, that's great. What's your go-to song for a game, just to get pumped up, if you've got one?
Oh, probably anything like Pop Smoke or Drake or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got this one lately, Heartbreaker. Yeah, that.
Oh, I'm shocking with music, man.
Yeah, so am I, but I don't know who it's by. I just listen to it.
I'm usually at the back of the bus with Christian Petracca. He gets really nervous before games, so he starts like rapping.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He raps.
Does he rap?
Well, he starts like rapping rap songs that he's playing, and he makes you listen to it with him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's just really like anxious guy, and like so now we just do that all the time. So he's usually got he's been pumping a new Drake album.
Oh yeah,
He loves that.
just
Knife
yeah.
Talk. He loves Knife Talk.
Yeah.
Thinks he's 21 Savage.
Who's at the back of the bus? Where do you all sit game day?
Yeah, Luke Jackson. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
There's Track, myself, Hibbo. Yeah, we're usually in the back corner. Ben Brown's at the front, first 1A. It's pretty funny.
Really?
He sits with Mike Williams, like Choco Williams all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a rare bus. And in the middle, it's just spread wherever you can get a seat.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the back's good because you can carry on and talk
Yeah.
a bit of rubbish down there.
Yeah, that's good. I was got a couple for me. Who's been best on in the hub quarantine? Who have you got to know that you didn't really know that well? Anyone come out of their shell this year?
Riley West.
Yeah.
Like, we've always been close with Westy, but
Starting to pop.
bit of a sick unit. But
Starting
yeah, he's a
to pop.
good fella.
Funny man.
Yeah, real funny
Love
man.
that.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a sicko at times too.
He's a real sicko,
Yeah.
real sicko.
Which
So
we love.
he gets along well with Buku Karmas, is also a
Yeah.
fellow sicko. So
Yeah.
they're
You
good.
need a bit of that.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine probably be Benny Brown.
Yeah.
He's a big family man. Comes to training, goes straight home, so you never really spend too much time with him away from the club. But obviously being over here, and we call him the activities man because like he just we played Game of Thrones, a board game which went for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
We thought it was going to be a quick little game, but he's got all the board games you want. He's always keen to shoot hoops, play tennis, like whatever anyone wants to do.
Activities.
In the WhatsApp, he's like, "Yep, in." So,
I love those vibes.
Nah, he's great, and he's obviously a vegan and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like, don't relate too much with
you
food
eat,
and
yeah.
stuff. But he's a ripper. I never really got to know him this
Yeah.
year because like I said, he's a big family man. Heads straight home straight after training. so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't
But
get
you
too
got
much out
to.
of
He's
him.
got, how many kids has he got?
2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's great. On to the granny. We'll finish on the granny. What's it been like this week in WA? Like, does it feel like this is your second granny? Your first, and then Crozier. I'll start with you. What's it been? Because I've been there myself.
Yeah.
You've had talk to me about your last 3 months because you're in the team. You just come out and then you've had what I call a stitch up 3 months. What's happened?
Yeah, it's been a bit of an indifferent year for myself. As Maisie touched on before we started this, had a real strong pre-season. Everything was running well. Boys were obviously looking really good. We actually had a real good pre-season game against Melbourne. We put a focus on starting off the year really well, and third quarter popped my AC out, needed AC reconstruction. So I guess the whole build-up of pre-season, you get yourself into a spot where you feel like you're PBing, running, PBing in the gym, you feel good out on the track, and then it's sort of a bit of a setback. So that was obviously pretty frustrating. Managed to get myself back in. Form was sort of up and down a bit. Got dropped a couple of times, and then cracked my first rib. So with the first rib, you can't jab it because it's too close to everything else. This would have been, I don't know, probably mid-teens sort of round.
15.
Just after the bye.
Yeah.
Just after the bye. So I went back, had a couple of games in the VFL and played pretty well, and did that. So that sort of set me back a little bit, not being able to jab it, and the docs were pretty cautious on coming back, especially with the spot that it was in. Missed 2 weeks with that, and obviously the VFL season being called off, and then having to play scratchies and stuff like that. So played a scratchy and got KO'd 5 minutes into the game, so that sets me back a bit.
That's an extra week now.
With the concussion stuff, and I had a lot of like niggling stuff. I had a bad hip pointer that blew up, and so the last 3 months has been a bit of a nightmare for myself. But it's been so good to be around the group though. The boys are up and about at the moment, and it's obviously the whole squad mentality. As I'm sure Melbourne, same thing. So boys that haven't been playing have been pretty positive and trying to make the most out of it. We're obviously away from family and friends and stuff like that, but It's a pretty good place to be in Perth at the moment, and the build up for the granny's been awesome so far.
Nah, it's good, and credit to you. I think you need blokes like yourself. I've been in the same position. You need blokes all driving everyone else, and if you're not playing, we all know there's maybe one sometimes it's, drop their head and fuck this is bullshit, but that really does distract the main group. So, it's shattering, but no doubt both lists are healthy, so you'll be there next year and the year after. What about you, Dunks? What's the vibe been like? How do you attack training? Because I remember when I was emergency, I was thinking, am I taking someone out or am I taking it easy? So in case someone does do a hammy or a calf or whatever, there's a few sore boys. There was no bye then. You're the one that comes up. What's training been like? Yeah,
training's been good. I mean, the whole final series, similar to Crozier, I've had an interrupted year with my shoulder and a couple of niggles here and there as well. So copping isolation for a couple of weeks. Went to a cafe, had a coffee.
What a stitch up.
Got locked up for 2 weeks, so that cooked me a little bit. But yeah, training's been good, mate. I love training. Yeah. It's good weather here, so it's nice to get out in the sun and train away. And the boys have been really good, like Crozier mentioned, just the build up.
Yeah.
Last week was probably more of a freshen up for us because we've had a bit of a solid run into the granny. So to get the week off is probably a little bit of a blessing in disguise for some of our boys. Like everyone's carrying niggles and things like that at this time of the year. So it's been great. Nice little build up, and just grand final week now. Really looking forward to what we can do on Saturday against the
big
boys.
Fella. Yeah. Where are you? When's main training? Thursday?
Yeah. No, Wednesday. Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's main training, and then for you guys?
Yeah, we're straight after them.
Oh, you train at the same place?
Yeah, I train at Optus,
epic.
So Optus tomorrow and then Optus Friday for Captain's Run, probably the same.
Yeah.
So I think there might be a big crowd there.
Yeah.
40,000 or something.
Well, they're not, so before I go to you, they're not doing the parade.
No parade.
Fucking Bernie, man. Like, I got all the boys at Sunny.
Still
gonna. I've got a funny story on this. I remember calling my business partner Colin, and I was like, mate, got a good, because obviously giving away Sunnies is just, you can't be just giving them away to anyone and everyone, and I'm a bit of a sucker. Like, I'm like, a bit delusional. But one year I was like, mate, this would be great. Giants are in the granny. I think I prepared it a week or two early. I was like, we're 100% going to beat the Pies. And we just beat the Pies. I've already organised like 50 pairs of Sunnies. And anyway, the boys have all got the Sunnies, and I sent them across. And I'll never forget Wayne Campbell and Leon Cameron. I'm the emergency. So I was just cruising in the back. And they're like, we've got to just, where are you, mate? And points to me. He's like, you're not going to like this, but no sunglasses. We're all business. Sunglasses down the front. And I went, you're fucking joking.
Wow. No sunnies.
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
Should say my BSP account number.
I was like, hey boys, give them back. I was just keen to get all the boys a pair. So it's epic seeing everyone in the parade. So I'm shattered there's no parade because even Hay Street or even driving down Cott, you get thousands around here. So if they do it.
And probably haven't noticed being in Perth, how much people love footy.
Love it, man.
And we've been in quarantine for a little bit longer than these boys, but getting out over the last couple of days, mate, people love it.
Mate, they're the best.
Come up to you, say good day, good luck, all that kind of stuff.
Real chilled as well.
Yeah.
Not niggly, g'day mate, how you going? You can go to the beach, everyone just has a yarn. It's good. What about you, big fella?
It's been probably similar to what Dunks was touching on. You forget, we've been in lockdown in Melbourne and no crowds, that you forget how much people love footy.
Yeah.
And then you come out and about in the street. And Perth certainly loved their footy, and we had a lot of support against the Cats. I don't know whether that's because they don't like the Cats or but
it was
because all the rivalries with West Coast and that overused. But we had heaps of red and blue in the crowd, so I'm sure the Doggies will have a fair representation. Everyone loves the Doggies. I remember I was going for them in 2016 to break their drought. It's been brilliant. It's obviously. We did a lot. It was good last week. We did a lot of media and a lot of headshots and all that stuff. We got it all out of the way last week. So this week can just sort of be as normal as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, the other day they had 130,000 in line for tickets, for 10,000 tickets.
That's crazy.
They could have sold the stadium out 2 times.
Well, it'll probably be the first time and last time ever. And the stadium is just...
It's epic.
It's one of the best stadiums.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few, but this one is just obviously brand new. It's going to be at night time, because I didn't realise what time we were starting, but it's going to be a cracker, little twilight. So,
5:10 or something? 5:10?
5:15, something like that. It's the light show that they do, when you play the Eagles over here.
Yeah, man.
At night. It's cool, man.
The way the stands are built as well, it feels like everyone's on top of you. Yeah. Literally just like that.
Yeah.
It's sick.
No, it's exciting. I got the boys to bring some. So first of all, Dunks has brought in some boots, which we're going to give away. We're going to do a giveaway. So hold these up to the camera. Wherever Dunks, you can hold one up and 2 of them up if you want. 2 of them. We're going to do a giveaway. I told Dunks just to bring something in. I forgot to tell you to bring some boots, but you probably don't have spares. But the other thing I mentioned was, now I can't split the, here it is. I can't split the two teams, so this is who's going to win the grand final. I've decided that I'm going to put, it's pretty obvious.
That's
actually.
pretty obvious, man.
Yeah, that's ruined that's ruined it. What I might do actually is, I'm going to get you to sign that. I'll get you boys to sign that. I'm going to give that away. I told you to bring a hat, man. That's what I said.
Mate, we didn't have any doggies hats sitting around though.
So who's going to bring the hat out? But I can't split the game. That's what I was trying to say anyway. I think, it's exciting. It's exciting for WA. We've got plenty of mates at both teams, and I just want to wish you all the best. And and no doubt, obviously one team will be winners, and I hope you boys dominate. And it's pretty cool to know that one of you are going to have another medal, or you might have two, or you might have your first. So all the best, boys, and thanks for joining me on Tommy Talks.
Good on you, mate. Thanks for having us.
Boys, I appreciate it, man. It's good.